Alright, I'm back. Let's do this. Wrap this up. The final episode of Hildebrand for this expansion, anyway. For Reborn. Yeah, let me put away this little guy. Shades of Sildi. Let's probably take these off now. I was wondering when you'd show up, Leon. I hope you haven't made any plans for the night, because we've got a situation on our hands. Remember our good friend, the Phantom Thief? Thief? What? Well, it seems he's decided to branch out from burglary to cold-blooded murder. If the rumors are to be believed, he's claimed 3 victims already. All influential members of Uldan's society. Mr. Many Faces has been kind enough to leave one of his signature calling cards at every scene, leaving no doubt as to the identity of the murderer. The message is always the same. The weight of 5 corpses will bring the scales of justice to balance. More riddles. Not that you'll hear me complaining. No, the only thing my readers like more than a good mystery is a good murder mystery. Ever since the story broke, the Mithril Eye's been selling like pancakes. The only rub is that it's left me no time to look into the thief's last message. Until now, that is. Shall we, Leon? The hidden treasure of Ulda, was it? If there's anyone who can shed some light on this, it's you-know-who. The Sunsilk Tapestries. Well, she's excited. Oh, right there. Lyman! Old friend. Well now, if it ain't my favorite venturer, and my favorite Mithril Eye reporter along with him. Tell me, what have I done to deserve the pleasure of your company today? I see. As much as I'd like to help 2 of my best mates, I'm afraid you found old Wyman at a loss. Ulda has more than its fair share of treasures, hidden and otherwise. I reckon our phantom friend could be after just about any of them. I can tell you this much, though. Whatever the thief's got his eyes on, it's got the Sultan sworn in a right dither. Word has it they formed a regiment of their best and brightest to safeguard the royal vaults from this very threat. The Sultan sworn aren't like to be forthcoming with information, but it's the only lead we've got. Come on, Leon, I'd say it's time we paid a visit to the heart of the sworn. Oi! Hold up there, Ellie. I ain't generally the worrying type, but you may want to think twice before getting yourselves involved in this. A man in my business develops a nose for danger, and this time the stench is something fierce. You're a reporter, Ellie, and a fine one at that. Don't put that pretty neck of yours at risk trying to play hero. Your concern is touching, but I can assure you that I am ready for whatever dangers lie ahead. Besides, being a reporter is about more than selling papers. I have a duty to seek out the truth and convey it to the people. Come, Leon, time is of the essence. He's committed. Classy, with the umbrella and everything. Maybe they're heading for a masquerade party. I was like, is that a bikini or are they just naked? Where's my damn soundboard when I need it? I mean, it's right here, but gotta give it a break at some point. Ellie! Where have I seen this man before? Oh, Humphrey? You don't remember him? I guess it has been a long time. Halt! Only authorized personnel are allowed in. It's all bugger me with a broadsword! It's the Gentleman of Light's adventure and companion, that catty but cute reporter from the Mithril Eye. Catty but cute. Well, if it isn't the self-styled Warrior of Light. Tell me, what tall tales did you spin to the Sultan-sworn recruiter to land yourself in this position? Good question. Only the 12's honest truth, miss. Excuse me. Seeing that Gentleman of Light standing tall and triumphant that day, it moved me. To the depths of me soul, like. I vowed to put aside my sketchy past and serve the realm just like my hero Master Hildebrand. The Sultan's Sworn were impressed with my commitment and my swordman, and they gladly welcomed me into the ranks. Wait, don't tell me. You've come to assist Master Hildebrand in his investigation, haven't you? Cor, why didn't you say so sooner? It's the least I could do to help the mates who united me with my role model. You'll be wanting to speak with Phyllis. She's one of the Sworn's best, and something of a history buff, it seemed. When she heard the thief was targeting the 4 relics of Belladia, she personally stepped forward and volunteered to lead the investigation. If anyone has the information you're looking for, it'd be her. Wait here while I get her. I can trust you not to touch anything, huh? Relax, dude. A pleasure to meet you, Phyllis. My name is Ellie from Mithril Eye. As you may have heard, we're researching the Phantom Thief case and would appreciate any information that may shed light on recent events. The pleasure is mine, Miss Ellie. And if I'm not mistaken, that would make your companion friend here one Leon Starcrest, yes? Yeah, that's me. You know Leon? As any regular leader of the Mithril Eye would, I must confess to being something of an unabashed fan of your work. Reader, not leader. Why did I say that? Any regular reader of the Mithril Eye would. Though it hardly befits my station to say this, I was secretly hoping that you would show up to assist in the investigation. Doubtless the inspector, too, will also welcome a helping hand. Oh, there he is. Well, one of them. The Sultan's Sworn, the elite of Uldah's elite. I can only hope they prove more competent than the bungling mercenaries I've dealt with thus far. Inspector Briarden, always one step ahead of us. Miss Ellie, Leon, a moment if you would. Right there, very good. Now face me and don't move an ilm. Inspector? What is that in your... Hey man, what the fuck? Demasking dust. A formula of my own devising that will allow us to see right through the thief's disguises. Analyzing the mass left behind at Vesper Bay, I was able to identify its composition and synthesize a counteragent that would dissolve the disguise whilst leaving the wearer's face intact. In any event, it would appear the two of you are indeed who you appear to be. Brilliant, Inspector! The Phantom Thieves pulled the wool over our eyes for the last time. I fear it won't be so simple. The ingredients necessary to produce the dust are exceedingly rare. Even with the entire resources of the Sultan's Sworn at our disposal, we were only able to produce a limited supply. I see. Well, I suppose it's better than nothing. That said, have you been able to identify the thief's next target? A hidden treasure of Uldah, the last of the 4 relics of Belladia. I fear not. I've poured through the histories time and again, but the only mention of these 4 relics is a vague reference in an old prophecy. Most serious scholars consider it little more than a fairy tale. When darkness falls and hope fades to despair, 4 warriors born of light shall descend in the righteous glare. The legend goes on to describe 4 sacred artifacts, one each possessed by these 4 Belladian heroes, but makes no mention as to their appearance or nature. 3 times we have tried to identify the thief's target, and 3 times has he foiled us by making off with something else entirely. Needless speculation will only play to the fiend's strengths. Yeah. All artifacts of Belladian origin have been sealed within the royal vault, and a regiment of our finest assigned to its protection. I have furnished all the guards with a supply of demasking dust, and instructed them to be on the lookout for any suspicious personages. The blackguard will be in chains before he can lay a dirty hand on the vault doors, let alone the treasures within. You have our word, my lady. But there are even more disturbing matters at hand. Doubtless you have heard of the recent rash of murders perpetrated by our quarry. The Sultan's Sworn have launched an investigation, but the truth of the matter is that we have been far too occupied with the defense of the vaults to make any meaningful progress. We would be most grateful for any assistance you could offer. A lady asks, and a gentleman answers. There he is. Cast all worry from your heart, my lady. Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, has arrived to set right what is wrong and bring the wicked to justice. Oh god. And this must be the demasking dust that is the talk of the palace. Ah, but you need not waste your supply on me, Inspector. I assure you that I am exactly who I claim to be. Did it anyway. A shame. Inspector Hildebrand, we were not expecting you, but your services are most welcome. I will share all I know about the recent murders. He's like, damn, I was hoping I wouldn't have to deal with this fool today. The killer has claimed 3 victims thus far. The head of a publishing consortium, a high-ranking government official, and an influential scholar. Other than that, they were all influential figures in their respective circles. We can identify no common threads connecting the 3. Oh, this will prove a most satisfying case to crack indeed. And what of the method of killing? Honked over the head with a cudgel? Gutted with a greatsword? Strangled with a subligar, mayhap? I'm afraid that we've identified no pattern. In any event, the murderer plots the deaths of 2 more even as we speak. We must take action, and quickly. Understood, my lady. Clues may be scarce, but worry not. My realm-renowned powers of deduction are more than up to the task. I will see this burglar-turned-butcher delivered to justice. Your presence is heartening indeed, Inspector Hildebrand. Friends, please take this demasking dust with you. I fear we can spare but a single satchel. Or sachet, sorry. But I trust you will put it to good use. Jesus. Are you involved in this or no? Okay. Not really. The gentleman of light in the flesh. Hells, he's every bit as muscular and majestic as I remembered. On behalf of the Sultan Sworn, your assistance with the murder investigation is greatly appreciated. Leave the defense of the royal vault to us. We may have 1,000 faces, but with Inspector Briarden's demasking dust, the masquerade will soon be over. Let's hope so. Come to accompany me on yet another case, friend? I like your gusto. But if you're auditioning to be my assistant, I fear that role has already been filled most aptly. Still, a gentleman welcomes the support of all of his admirers. I shall henceforth name you thusly. Leon, my ever-loyal associate. And now, my ever-loyal associate, the investigation calls. I propose that we begin by inspecting the site at which the most recent victim met his demise. My questioning about the palace has revealed that the scholar's body was found not far from the 80 sins of Sasamo. Even the most circumspect of criminals cannot help but leave behind clues. Clues that will not elude my gaze. Friends, let us be off. Pray alert me should you see anyone suspicious, my ever-loyal associate. We must put Miss Felice's demasking dust to good use. I think her name is Felice, probably. I've been saying Phyllis, but whatever. Wait. Okay, so it's right outside. That's the one. Excuse me, gentlemen. I love the intro to the music of this place. Flowers. How intriguing. What do you mean? Oh, right here on the ground. Flowers? Yes, it is all becoming clear now. Our phantom killer is a florist who, in his hurry to escape, carelessly mislaid his wares. Just where do you think you're going, eh? Eh? I'm the one who put those flowers there, eh? To honor the memory of me poor boy. You dared defile his memory, eh? Eh? 1,000 pardons, my lady. Please accept my most sincere condolences on your loss. I am Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire. I swear to you, on my own dear mother's name, that your son's killer will be brought to justice. As I was just saying, these flowers were clearly placed here by the family of the deceased, which can only mean... Changing the story. Leave this place! Run away while you still can. Run far, far away. Run, or he'll turn you into a zombie. Just like my poor, poor boy. The fuck? A living person turned into a zombie? Nonsense. Not nonsense, my boy. History. Or have you not heard of the horrors of Sildi? Aye, Uldah's sibling nation against which we waged war centuries ago. So it's probably pronounced Sildi, like Uldah, like that. Much blood was shed by both sides, aye, but I speak of far greater horrors than death. Excuse me. An unholy drought brewed by a Sildian alchemist, one with the power to turn the living to the undead, that his nation might command an army of mindless, deathless soldiers. The traitors sperm. They turned my poor boy into a heap of rotten flesh and ran him through. But you won't hear that from the Sultan's horn. All alone knows why, but they whisked the body away before I could so much as pay me last respects. The traitors sperm? I'd heard the stories, but I never thought them true. To be able to procure such a frightening thing. Just who are we dealing with here? A Sildian, I'm sure of it. Aye, only a Sildian would know the recipe. But the last remnants of Sildi died 4 centuries ago. But, oh, she's asking this? But the last remnants of Sildi died 4 centuries ago, you say? Yeah. Oh, they did. He calls himself the Phantom Thief, he does, but did it ever occur to ye that he might be an honest-to-God's phantom? Eh? Heard the tales from my own great-great-grandma, I did, about the 4 relics of Baladia and the powers they hold. The power to exact justice. A spectre of Sildi has returned to wreak vengeance on us. Woe unto us all. Have the 4 warriors of light forsaken us? My dear boy, if only you'd become a traitor like your father. If only you'd kept your nose out of those history books and never so much breathed the accursed name of Sildi. But you did, and now we're doomed. Doomed! She's going crazy now. Jesus. Straight out of a fucking horror movie or a novel. Looks like we all got thinking to do. That bleeding porcelain's here somewhere. I can feel it in me follicles. The most potent hair tonic the realm has seen? Aye, that it was, for all of a fortnight before my flowing locks fell out all over again. And just as I was chatting up a lovely young lass at the quicksand, just to twist a knife an extra ilm. What? Mountebank? Charlatan? I'll find that so-called inspector and this sorry band and pull every last strand of hair from their bleeding skulls! What the hell's a mountebank? He is pissed that he lost his hair. I wonder what the fuck was making that noise. It's this giant tortoise. Oh, crap. The Avengers. He'll probably respawn and start making that noise all over again anyway. Shades from Sildi? Living men turned to zombies? The old crone's lost not just her son, but her wits as well. Calling her crazy. Well, she did act like it. Sibling strife. It's all becoming clear to me now. That dear old woman's testimony has confirmed that which I had suspected from the start. Really. Like a zombie picking away at its rotting flesh, Hildebrand, agent of inquiry and spectre extraordinaire, has peeled away the foul scab of uncertainty to reveal the truth within. Open your ears and feast your minds on the fruits of my flawless deduction. Our phantom thief is a phantom indeed, a wayward spirit caught between the realm of the living and dead for nigh on centuries since meeting a tragic end on the battlefield. As such, our course of action is clear. We must placate this tortured soul, that it might abandon its vengeful vendetta and travel to the next life in peace. It's back. But what is the true nature of the spectre's grievances? Without this knowledge, we cannot hope to assuage its rancor. Let us begin our search at the Thaumaturge's Guild. Doubtless the tomes there contain a wealth of knowledge on the ill blood between the sibling nations. Notwithstanding the abject stupidity of everything else that came out of your mouth, some knowledge of Sylvie might serve us well. Go research as you will, and do take as much time as you need. You can count on me, Inspector Briarden. Whatever knowledge is to be gleaned at the guild, it shall not escape my inspector's eye. Well, you heard it here first, folks. I'd be much obliged if you could keep him out of my way, Leon. I have some real investigating to do and would prefer to be free of distractions. Alright, you got it, dude. I'll try to keep him busy. Alright. Trying to pull out a mountain here. Where'd that go? Gods be good! You're the adventurer who saved me back at the ruins! Researching the ancient feud between Ul'dah and Sylvie, are you? Why, I'm pleased to say I have more than a passing familiarity with ancient history. To understand the history of the sibling nations, one must go back further still, to the birth of their mother nation, Belladia. The Fifth Astral Era was an age of untold wonders, when the arcane arts burgeoned and the great civilizations that commanded such powers flourished. This age of enlightenment would not last, however. Power bred avarice, and avarice bred resentment. It culminated in the War of the Magi, which brought the great floods of the Sixth Umbral Calamity, which in turn swallowed once proud nations and left a battered wasteland in its wake. Damn. Mages were reviled and persecuted for having caused this catastrophe, with many forced to leave their homelands or face death. It was a small band of those survivors that found their way to Thanalan, where they would found the nation of Belladia some 8 centuries gone. Ah, imagine, a government of mages, by mages, and for mages. What wonders might have been wrought by had Belladian civilization survived to this very day? Alas, this was not to be. Alright, fuck it. Erasmus. You don't say. It's not every day someone comes to our halls to research Sylvie. As a fellow student of history, though, I'm more than welcome to conversation. Belladian civilization flourished in relative peace until twin sons were born to the royal family. The two were fierce rivals, and when they came of age and their father passed, each one claimed that he was the rightful heir to the throne. With neither son willing to relinquish his claim, they agreed to split their kingdom in two, forming the twin nations of Ul'dah and Sylvie. But not unlike the two proud princes, the sibling nations developed a penchant for rivalry. Damn. So these nations started as one, called Belladia. Hey. I'm learning more of Ul'dah's history. What about you, Yaya Roku? Wait, hold on. Knowledge is power, and surely our thaumaturg friends have a wealth of knowledge on the feud between Ul'dah and Sylvie. Let us begin our inquiry. Way ahead of you, man. Greetings, traveler. You would learn of the war between Ul'dah and the fallen Sultanate of Sylvie? It would be my pleasure to enlighten you. The two city-states coexisted for several generations until the bad blood between them boiled over, culminating in outright war. As you might deduce from the present state of affairs, Ul'dah emerged victorious, leaving its once proud sibling nation in smoldering ruins. Yeah. As the histories tell it, the battles fought between the sister nations were the stuff of nightmares. In a desperate attempt to overcome Ul'dah's superior numbers, Syldean alchemists devised the most horrific stratagem, employing a frightful formula known as the traitor's sperm. They brought their fallen warriors back as undead soldiers. That is not me. Give me one sec. Although I don't think it's my glasses, which is why it's a little concerning. Let me mute the mic for a second. keep seeing a dot, like a really small dot, just appear and then fade out, but it like blinks and flickers for like a second, kind of blinding me in that spot. I'm also feeling pressure in my eyes, so I'm just like, oh shit. You know, like a slight headache too. So it's like, I hope it's my glasses, but it might not be. Some theories have it that they even employed the potion on those of the living who were too weak or wounded to fight. Sends shivers up the spine just thinking about it, no? It is truly a crowning glory of our fair nation that our forebears were able to emerge victorious against these horrors. Okay. Anyone else? Kokobuki? The Guildmaster. Leon? Don't surprise me like that. What's this? You're here not for your studies, but to learn of the bad blood between Ul'dah and Sildee? Yeah. In case you're wondering why he recognizes me, it's because, you know, for anyone who saw my Shadowbringer's blind playthrough, I'm a black mage too, so. 2 scales, one of gold and one of silver. The gold of Ul'dah weighing prosperity and power. The silver of Sildee weighing knowledge and power. But the power sought by the 2 nations differed greatly. Yes, greatly indeed. The power wrought by Ul'dah prosperity was that of justice and good, while the power wrought by Sildean knowledge was horrific beyond belief. The power to rip the living soul out of a man and render him a mindless killing machine. That also sounds like a very convenient version of history for Ul'dah, doesn't it? But anyway, on this matter the histories are clear. But riddle me this, my friend. Who writes the histories, and what does this say of the words writ within? He's echoing the sentiment that I just did. Yes, truth can be elusive and fickle as the shifting sands. In other words, that was his way of saying that sounds too convenient also for Ul'dah. As one example, did you know that in the war against Sildee, Ul'dah and Amalja warriors fought side by side? Likely you did not. And neither did I until I encountered a faded passage in an ancient text buried deep in our archives. And yet, in the histories read by the populace, you will see no mention of this most fascinating fact. Might it be that someone at some time deemed this particular truth less than convenient? But I've said enough already. Indeed. Better be careful. Ul'dah's elite might be listening right now. They might come in here at the wrong time. Be like, what's this? Do we sense dissent? Do you not trust our history books? My ever-loyal associate, tell me, what have you learned from your questioning of the scholars in these halls? There are more criminals in this place than in prison. Indeed. As it happens, I have learned much the same. Let us take a moment to review and allow my my peerless powers of deduction to work their magic. A war of succession divides the great civilization of Belladio, giving rise to the sibling nations of Ul'dah and Sildee. The 2 nations coexist for some generations, until ill blood boils over, culminating in outright war. Daunted by Ul'dah's superior military might, Sildee employs their advanced alchemical knowledge to horrific ends, transforming their own citizens, alive and dead, into a fearsome undead legion. Yes, I believe I have it. The facts at hand have led me to one unassailable conclusion. Our phantom thief is a descendant of doomed Sildee, who seeks to vengeance against those who reduce his countrymen to slavering zombies. To pacify his soul and send him peacefully to the next world, there is but one course of action. We must find the Sildean statesman who conceived this dreadful stratagem, and have him apologize to the thief in person for the suffering he has wrought. I like how you just agreed when I was like that this place has... It's like, what did you learn? I was like that this place has more criminals than in prison. Or there's more criminals in this place than there is in prison. Out of nowhere. A brilliant plan! Perhaps you'd like to go find yourself a shovel and dig this statesman out of his grave yourself? Oh, and just for anyone curious, that was a quote, a random-ass quote from Grand Theft Auto Vice City. That's where I got that from. Leaving aside this nonsense of spirits and specters, it appears increasingly likely that our quarry shares some link to Sildee. His garish garb is no doubt meant to evoke the silver scales of the fallen Sultanate. This Sildian connection would also serve to explain the rare knowledge of Baladian relics our thief clearly possesses. But what of the murder victims? What common thread amongst them could have incurred the ire of our adversary? A few people in town spoke of a man sighted calling upon the victims in the past days. Those who saw him said he had a most frightened air about him. Wait. Yes, it's coming to me. Of course. My keen investigator senses ringing out with a voice loud and clear. Or ring out with a voice loud and clear. This man Miss Ellie speaks of? Just might know something. You really should stop thinking so hard. You're like to strain a brain muscle. Miss Ellie, who is this man and where might we find him? Hold on. Excuse me. My sources identified the man as Guguria, a traveling merchant known to frequent Horizon. Shall we pay him a visit? Okay. Damn, this dude's still playing cards. Get her, man. Get her! You got this. Oh. Excuse me. Jesus, I didn't even eat anything during the last break. What the Why is there a random little... Was there a player nearby I didn't see? There was a random little minion just standing there. My keen instincts tell me that Master Guguria's testimony will be a key to a monumental breakthrough in our investigation. Yes, I shall employ the ancient Manderville art of parley to skillfully extract the information we require. Again. Yes? If you've got business, make it quick. My time's too valuable to waste chatting with every stranger who passes by. Forgive us, good sir. My name is Ellie, a reporter with the Mithril Eye, never blinking, all-seeing. You know the rest. I was wondering if we could trouble you with just a few questions. Was it for love or money that you killed them? Yes, you, the thief of many faces. Me? A thief? Well, what is this nonsense? I don't know who you are, but I ain't got the time or the patience for this mummery. Now, if you'll excuse me, an important client awaits. I thought I recognized that voice. Lady Derilda, well met indeed. Pray tell, whatever brings you to these environs this fair day? Why, I live here, you ham-headed half-wit! Inspector Briarden, this is an unexpected pleasure. Do you have some business with my associate here, pray tell? Guguria! We can discuss business after. Pray lend the inspector here, the handsome one, whatever assistance he requires. But Lady Derilda, what about... Ah, yes. My dear Maria's name day present. I had in mind one of the prize pieces from Estime's latest seasonal collection. You would be able to procure one for me, yes? Or shall I eliminate the middleman and make the trip to Ul'dah myself? I'll say it just once more, Guguria. I expect you to give the inspector and his companions your full assistance. They, yes, even the stupid one, helped me regain something truly priceless. Yes, something more valuable than any mere trinket. Your relationship with your daughter, I'm guessing. Even the stupid one. I like that. Alright, alright. I'll tell you what I know, but you didn't hear from me, got it? I was looking into the killing on behalf of a client of mine. The thief's got himself some of that zombie dust, the traitor's sperm, was it? And his cards speak of 5 victims. It got me to thinking. Sildi, 5 victims? Aye, the Arbiters of Truth. The Arbiters of Truth? I'm not familiar with the name. Aye, few would be, on account of them being something of a secret society and all. Influential personages of the Sultanate, you see, working from the shadows to keep false knowledge about the Ul'dah-Sildi conflict from reaching the ears of folk like you and me. False knowledge, in quotes, I would say. He put it in italics, but same meaning. False knowledge? Pray tell, just what sort of knowledge might that be? Might that be, sorry. Dolls balls, don't make me say no more! I've got a family to feed! Very well, just tell us one last thing. Who hired you and where can we find him? Hob. His name's Hob. When he heard what I said, he told me he was... Yeah, he told me that he was going to set sail for Limsa with his 5 best sellswords to guard his back. Said there were many prying eyes at the airship docks. Said he had a private ship docked and waiting for him at Vesper Bay. But remember, you didn't hear none of this from me. This man Hob must be one of the killer's targets. Doubtless he also knows the identity of the remaining one. I doubt that. They say the Arbiters are so secretive they don't even know each other's true identities. Now don't ask me how that all works, but... Hobbs got high-ranking friends in the Brass Blades. Once he heard the victims had been all zombified, he panicked. Guess he knew that he'd be next. Thank you very much, my kind sir. Once again, the ancient Mandeville art of parley has procured for us a key morsel of knowledge. Let us seek out this Hob fellow and see what he can share with us. And let us hurry. The man's life is in danger even as we speak. True enough. There he goes, scared shitless. Okay, to the footballs. Sense of urgency again. It matches the tone of this case. What the hell happened here? Master Ha? Is everything quite alright? No! Stand back, Ellie! Hunger. I hunger. For your brains! That chocobo got scared shitless and ran off. Damn! There's no saving the man. Leon, do what you must. Alright, Bob, I'm on it. Damn, I had to censor it because it was too graphic. Skewering him with my spear. Yes, my first-hand knowledge of zombies tells me this particular shade of green is unmistakably that of the undead. Would seem we were Damn it, they found me. It's the police! No, really, some cops just drove by at a very fast speed. So it seemed we were a few moments late to the scene. They're here for this, the murder. A message. And then there was one. It's a little concerning, though, considering where I live. There's only one way out of my neighborhood, so... There it is again. Hmm? Is something the matter, Inspector? Indeed, Nashu, there is. Ever since I picked up the trail of the Phantom Thief, I've had this fleeting sense. A sense that someone or something is watching us. The thief might be close at hand. We should be careful. For the moment, let us return and report our findings to Miss Felice. That's how you say it. Secret society or no, knowing the identities of its members may yet lead us to the final victim. I too had best return to the Mythical Eye. Let's meet up again after. I'll see what new clues I can uncover in the meantime. You will do nothing of the sort, Miss Ellie. These streets are far too dangerous for you to walk alone. Inspector? Inspector! I'll go with him. If you insist, Nashu, then I give my leave. But pray be wary, not just of the thief, but of Miss Ellie. He has quite the temper, as we both know. And there she goes. Like we've all become one big happy family in a way, haven't it? Miss Ellie, there is something I must tell you when this case is over. Be safe and promise me that you will not attempt anything rash. as you did that time when the fiend took aim at my own life. Your life, at Costa del Sol. Yes, that was quite the ordeal, wasn't it? She almost forgot. And they're like, I'll be careful. I promise. I eagerly await the day when I may hear what it is you would share with me. A secret vow? Oh, consider my interest piqued as well, good Inspector. Now let us be off. Miss Felice awaits our report. Methinks Briarden is developing a bit of a crush. She did save his life after all. That tends to make someone infatuated with another person most of the time. Sometimes. Whew. I forgot where I was going. I was like, what? The news of Hobbs' death will not sit well with Miss Felice, but a gentleman must do what a gentleman must do. Some shifty-looking fellow was eyeing the vaults before, but he took off faster than a fleeing cactuar as soon as my gaze met his. Aye, just like I cowed many a Garlean on the plains. Oh, it's you. Still bullshitting? Yeah, figures. A fourth victim? I'll have mercy. Were you able to glean aught of a connection to the other victims? The Arbiters of Truth? No, it cannot be. Somebody, help! Uh-oh, that was Ellie. Miss Ellie? The voice came from the direction of the vault. We must hurry. You see how quickly Briarden sped off? Oh, he likes her all right. Miss Ellie, are you hurt? That man. I only thought to ask him a few questions. Before I knew what was happening, he was upon me. I could only bash his brains with a conveniently placed bottle of mead, it would seem? Haha! Remind me not to get on your bad side, Miss Ellie. That said, is Nashu not with you? She saw a figure lurking in the shadows and went off in pursuit before I could stop her. Excuse me. This man wears the armor of a Sultan Sorn's squire. Yet his face is unfamiliar to me. Something is amiss. You don't say. Oh shit, it's him! The thief of many faces? To think we would find our man like this. Thrice and again did the fiend elude our grasp, but no more. By virtue of a gentleman's ingenious deductions and a lady's pugilistic puissance, I dare declare this case closed. I return this sachet to you, Miss Felice. Whilst the gesture was appreciated, in the end it proved superfluous to my cracking of the case. Or in my cracking of the case. Oh! Oh, shit! Right on him. While you're at it, is there anything else of immense value that you'd like to wantonly destroy? Two faces. Two masks. Well, what? What is the meaning of this? So he's still at large. Ingenious. A double disguise. Planted by the thief to throw us off his trail, no doubt. This is Gig, one of my most capable men. I assigned him to guard the vault and outfitted him with an ample supply of demasking dust. It is inconceivable that the thief could so easily elude his grasp. Unless the thief was not wearing a mask? Oh shit! When did he suddenly become a genius? Speaking of which, has anyone seen Miss Ellie? Uh-oh. No. That's impossible. Yeah, where did she go? Of course. It all makes perfect sense. With the Phantom Thief to thank for her burgeoning readership and rise through the ranks at the Mithril Eye, Miss Ellie could not bear to face the possibility of her story of a lifetime coming to an end. Thus, she hatched a plan to... My lady! The vault has been breached! The wise man's whisper. It's gone! For her foul crimes against the Sultanate, I hereby declare Ellie of the Mithril Eye, the thief of many faces, an enemy of the state. Deploy all troops and do not rest until she is in custody. Shit. Didn't see that one coming. And now the game is truly afoot. Bah! What is the meaning of all this racket and rumpus? And just as we were about to make our triumphant return. Isn't that so, Keter? Miss Ellie! Miss Ellie! That shadow you said you saw? I think it was just the doorman's. Oh! To think he'd literally stumble face first onto the second mask. His good fortune truly knows no end. But not to worry. Yes, I dare say the Phantom Thief has another trick or two up his sleeve. Shit. Shit's getting kind of intense now. What's that? How could we have been so blind? When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, even he can't help but come to the same conclusion that it's her. Beneath the mask, not even the shockingest turn of events will deter the famed agent of enquiry. My ever-loyal associate, we must find Miss Ellie, and quickly. Surely if confronted by her constant companion, she can still be convinced to abandon this fool plan. Oh-ho, Miss Felice! I thought you had already departed in the company of your men. But all for the better. Shall we conduct the search together? I fear that would only put them at greater risk. What do you mean? You see, the fifth and final member of the Arbiters of Truth, the Phantom Thief's final target, is none other than... Hildebrand Mander? Me. Mind you, it is not a role I sought of my own accord. My name and my passion for history are somewhat well known in the Sultanate. One day I received an anonymous letter stating that a position in the committee had opened and I had been chosen to fill it. The letter went on to enumerate my duties, to prevent the spread of historical lies that would sully the name of our illustrious nation. As a high-ranking officer in the Sultan's Sworn, I was deemed to be in a particularly unique position to serve as an arbiter. I knew that there were other members of the organization, but was told nothing of their names or identities. To think that my unknown compatriots were the victims all along. I cannot put any more lives in danger. I will sequester myself in a place where my presence can cause no harm, until such time as the killer is apprehended. Your concern for our well-being is most touching, Miss Felice, but there is no need for such caution. As a seasoned inspector, I am more than capable of protecting a lady in distress, and as a gentleman, that is exactly what I shall do. My associates here also stand at your side. Speaking of which, has anyone seen my loyal assistant? Inspector! Over here! No, we haven't seen her since she ran off with, well, what was it? Ellie, to keep her safe, supposedly. You know, back when we were in, what was it? Horizon? Or the town over, the Vesper Bay. She left with Ellie, who is now on the run. And then Nashu got knocked the fuck out when she was supposed to be with Ellie. This ain't looking good for her. Ah, there you are, Nashu. You really shouldn't run off on your own like that. I was worried sick about you. I'm sorry, Inspector. Miss Ellie said she saw somebody in the shadows, so I went to take a look. Now, there wasn't anything there but a dormouse, but it was a really cute dormouse, you see? It just kept squeaking and scurrying away, and I just... Wait. Hold on, Nashu was with Nashu was with Ellie the whole time. Ever since they left from Vesper Bay, but when we first got here and saw the guy dead on the ground or passed out, Ellie was with us. Not with Nashu. Nashu wasn't here, but Ellie was. But Nashu was saying she was with Ellie. How could you be in two places at once? Is she being framed? By the thief of many faces? Pardon me for a moment, Nashu. Yes, my inspector's sense speaks to me. Someone is watching us. Leon, let us split up and canvass our surroundings. But now it could be possible somebody's impersonating Ellie and trying to frame her. And she might not actually be the thief. Where is Miss Ellie? Do you think she went looking for the dormouse too? Apologies, Leon, but I require a moment alone with my thoughts. Because how else could she be in two places at once? Unless she was being impersonated. I cannot allow my presence to put my men in danger. You're quite the noble one. Water-stained letter. Okay. A water-stained letter lies conspicuously on the floor. Be wary and be warned. Okay. It's in my back here. A water-stained letter lies conspicuously on the floor. Trust no one, and your friends all the less. Okay. I'm watching you, buddy. Water-stained letter lies conspicuously on the floor. This will avail you well. Use it wisely. You obtain a sachet of demasking dust. In the next instant, you feel an intimidating presence behind you. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh, if it isn't my beloved son's staunch companion, the mighty Leon. I was in the area on a matter of business, which I curtailed when I felt a suspicious presence from the shadows. Pursuing it led me here. Mayhap it is the same for you? Just back up for personal space. Yeah. Oh, so your pursuit of the thief of many faces has taken quite the unexpected turn. And now you have come upon a series of anonymous letters? Mayhap our watcher in the shadows is a friend? Or is this but another trap laid by the fiend? Yes, the plot thickens like a dollop of salamander oil. That's the thing I rubbed on you back in, yeah. In either event, I dare say the circumstances call for utmost caution. The thief could be anywhere, or anyone. Myself excluded, of course. No mere mask could replicate the physique of this Manderville man. You know, he might be onto something with that. That said, I fear my dear Hildy may be in a bit over his head this time. Allow me to assist in your investigation. Were anything to happen to Hildebrand, his dear mother would, not be pleased. That's his father, but we haven't even met his mother. Come to think of it, now that he says that. I'm seeing shit. Thought there was someone behind that pillar. Shit, the paranoia of this case is starting to get to me. Oh, the paranoia that built me up from it. If the sender speaks true, the villain even now lurks within our midst. And yet, we have but a single sachet of demasking dust at our disposal. We must identify the imposter beyond reasonable doubt before we proceed. You know the players better than I, Leon. Let's say you have a few words with each of them and see if aught is amiss. If aught seems amiss. Okay. Inspector Briarden told me all about it. Who'd have thought Miss Ellie was a phantom thief all this time? She sure fooled me. Beheaded sprat. Who are you? Something just isn't right. Am I doomed to share the same fate as the others? I'd sooner die than become one of those things. Oh yeah, that was not pretty back at Vesper Bay. Miss Ellie is the phantom thief. That is the only logical conclusion. And yet I cannot help but feel that another truth still evades us. Alright, what do you got, Godbert? Nothing particularly odd about any of them, you say? It stands to reason. The fiend would not take such a risk if he were not utterly confident that he could pull off the ruse. Curses! This was not half the fool his son is. I must elude him, and quickly. Time is of the essence. Not half the fool his son is. I questioned the Sultan sworn outside. To a man they insist they have seen naught of Miss Ellie. Wherever could she have gone? Father! What brings you here? Yes, finally the pieces are coming together. Now if you would kindly stand still and shut up. The fiend already stands among us. Oh shit. Among Us TM. Inspector Briarden. I should hope you are not doubting me? While I'm quite convinced that even a master impersonator would struggle to recreate your particular brand of idiocy, the fact remains that anyone here who has spent even a moment alone must be considered a suspect. The thief has proven to be highly efficient at assuming new identities. An astute observation, my gangly friend. I'd say this occasion calls for a dose or two of that powder Leon here found earlier. There wouldn't happen to be another satchel or two lying about, would there? What remains of our supply has already been distributed to the search party, but worry not. They should be reporting back within a bell's time. Ha! Time might be against me, but just you watch. I'll wiggle my way out of this and turn you into the reeking, drooling corpse you deserve to be. Shit. I fear that is more time than we can afford, Miss Felice. Fortunately, my powers of deduction will lay the fiend's face bare within minutes. We know that, given the choice, the thief prefers to impersonate familiar personages. As Miss Ellie has had only passing interactions with my dear father, we can safely eliminate him from consideration. That leaves myself, Nashu, and Leland here. Nashu and I, in particular, have had a close, extended relationship with our suspect. Wait, I've had a close and extended relationship with our suspect, yes. I shall begin by questioning my known assistant. I assure you that none know her better than I. Brilliant reasoning as ever, Inspector. Go on, ask me anything. Of all the times for this overstuffed buffoon to start talking sense! If he asks me anything too obscure, my cover is as good as blown. This is good. My relationship with Nashu is so close, I dare say at times it is as if we share a mind. If this Nashu is truly my ever-loyal assistant, she should have no trouble completing my thoughts. I'm a Manderville. Pause champ. Man, that one was kind of easy though. Doing what only a Manderville can. Super easy. Even Briarden's like, come on, we all know this. You've said it so many times. From the peaks of Curthis to Phandalin, Manderville. Man, you're the best, Inspector! Jesus Christ. A perfect score. You may rest easy, dear friends. This is unmistakably, unequivocally, indubitably the true Nashu. I've never loved you more than now, you marvelous muttonhead, you. This is great. Nashu? Is something the matter? Just because... I'm sorry, this is starting to become too funny to me. And I'm losing my fucking voice. Shit. Good thing I'm wrapping up after this. Just because you've picked up a few more wrinkles beneath the eyes, there's no need to avert that charming face of yours. Wrinkles? Wrinkles? Look who's talking, you crusty, cretinous old... That sounded exactly like Ellie. Genius Inspector? Uh-oh. Someone blew their cover. Also, poor Nashu. Unless he only noticed the wrinkles because it's not Nashu. And secretly, you know, Hildebrand is actually very... What's the word here? Perceptive? But at the same time, not, because he's also an idiot? I don't know. So, like he's saying, you've developed a few wrinkles, because he noticed there's wrinkles where there weren't before. But that actually just means it's someone else. The charade is up, Miss Ellie. Only she complained that much about the whole wrinkle thing before, so... She just looks away. I'm sorry, it's gotta be this way. Fuck. That ain't Ellie. Miss Ellie? You look somehow... different? That smirk! So the letter spoke true. The fiend was in our midst all along. My prodigious powers of deduction scream out to me. This woman knows something. Another two-layered mask, mayhap? But no. This woman bears a striking resemblance to Miss Ellie. Somewhat, though their skin tone is different, but... I was all but certain that Ellie was our thief. What is the meaning of this? Well, let's find out. Truths untold. We're finally getting somewhere. 7 hells. Done in by a muscle-bound muttonhead and his motley troop of mummers. That's a lot of M's. Just who are you? Your resemblance to Miss Ellie is most uncanny, yet... Consulting Inspector Briarden. Once again, you failed to measure up to your lofty reputation. Damn, that's gonna hurt. Of course we resemble each other. Ellie is, after all, my own flesh and blood. My beloved sister and my eminently capable partner in crime. Damn, she just outed her, just like that. You remember, Ellie did say she had a sister. 1,000 faces I may wear, but only one name do I bear. You can call me... Ceci. Charmed, I'm sure. Are you quite alright? Why, you look as if you've seen a ghost. Despite my moniker, I assure you that Ellie and I are no specters. What we are, mind you, are the last living scions of Sildian aristocracy. Bemused, are you? Befuddled to find 2 sisters behind the mask? Try using your brains once in a while. Every time you encountered the thief, Ellie was standing right in your midst. No, the thief that 4 times stole the show. Oh, and those priceless relics? Was me. Meanwhile, Ellie hid in plain sight, supplying me with just the knowledge I needed to stay one step ahead of my pursuers, all while spinning the hair-raising tales of my exploits that won the hearts of this nation. We owe a lot to you, truly. Why, without the tales of your hapless attempts to catch me, we never could have risen to these heights of celebrity. Miss Ceci, from a gentleman to a lady, I would ask of you one thing and one thing only. Just what is it that you and Miss Ellie hope to accomplish with all of your schemes? Justice. 400 years ago, Uldan dogs reduced our great nation to a nation of zombies. At long last, the cowards that would still justify these foul deeds will suffer the same fate. Wait, the histories say that it was Sildi that turned their own men into zombies. Of course it wasn't, though. We knew that just from when we heard it, because it was just like, that's too convenient. The histories lie! And you work from the shadows, silencing those who would speak the truth. You, who should have died with your fellows, false arbiter. Damn. It was Ulda that ordered the creation of that dreadful powder and wielded it as a weapon against our proud ancestors. The history of your glorious sultanate is built on a lie. This is dark. What is this madness you speak, woman? Not madness, truth. The powder in my possession was stolen from the Uldan army 4 centuries ago by one of my ancestors. They say it was his final act of courage in the moments before his leg fell off and his rotting head dropped from his shoulders. This is the truth that the histories don't tell. The truth that this doe-eyed Sultan Sworn would kill to keep buried deep in the sands of Thanolin. But your time of reckoning is nigh. Oh yes. Before long, you and everyone in this rotten nation will know firsthand the horrors my ancestors knew. Ah ha ha ha! And just what do you mean by that? Oh, how the idiots lap up the stories. A masked crusader for justice. A dashing rebel waging battle against power and authority. Oh, if only they knew. But they will see soon enough. When they're eating each other's brains out on the streets. In the last days before our proud nation was razed to the ground, a band of the final survivors stole a vast quantity of the powder from the Uldan vaults, hiding it away in a secret vault sealed with powerful magics. The sole means by which the vault may be opened? By assembling 4 secret relics from Baladia. 4 relics once housed in the royal palace of Sildi, before the Uldan dogs stole them and claimed them for their own. And so it dawns upon you at last. Yes, even as we speak, Ellie makes for the vault. The 4 relics safely in hand. Just think, one day you'll be able to tell your grandchildren you were there when zombie powder rained down on Uldan. No, wait. You'll all be dead. Ha 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 ha! Preposterous! She seems pretty serious and maniacal. But first, you, my dear, you will not even have the pleasure of looking upon the last moments of your precious homeland. Let your flesh rot like all of your rotten lies. Oh shit. Quick, cover her! I think not, Miss Ceci! Go, Hildy! Oh shit! Hildebrand! Okay, he didn't deserve a fate like that though. I was hoping he would have covered herself differently. You idiot! Just for once, could you not get in the way? Godbert Manderville! I can't even trust your sorry ass to look after him for a day! What the fuck? I knew it! That presence watching over us from the shadows. It was you, my dear wife! What the fuck? That's Hildebrand's mom? Oh shit! Damn! Am I to understand that you are Hildebrand's mother? Quite young. Married to that guy who looks like way older than her too. I expected her to look as old as Godbert. Aye, this is more like it. Hand to hand, skillet to skillet. It's enough to send the warrior's pulse racing. Prepare yourself, Leon. The time of our final confrontation is nigh. Oh shit, he wants to fight right now? Oh shit! Do you have potatoes for brains, you overstuffed buffoon? My beloved boy's been turned into a stinking corpse if you hadn't bloody noticed. You! Leon or something, was it? Yeah? Hildy's told me all about your hijinks together. Pleased to meet you. My dear boy's always had a bit of a rebellious streak. What can I say? I come on a bit too strong at times. I can come on a bit too strong sometimes. But can you blame me? This time I thought I'd step back and leave things to my sorry-ass husband here, and look what that got me. You'll help me out, won't you? Yeah, sure. Just please keep your frying pan away from me. Well, Gilgamesh wanted a fight from me, but he ended up getting more than he bargained for, didn't he? Poor bastard. Maybe some other time, dude. Anyways, I dare say it's quite clear who wears the pants in the family, so to speak. Yeah, we thought it was Godbert, but nope. Inspector Hildebrand's mother? So many reveals right now. Reunited with my dear boy for the first time in ages, and just look at him. He's green. Fortunately, there's still time to reverse the zombie curse, and I know just the remedy. A phial of holy water. The ingredients are simple. A tatter of oversold rags and a phial of twice distilled water. Sintgod at the market stocks the former, and the latter you can procure from a trader by the name of Guest. Now hurry! Once the poison spreads throughout his veins, no antidote will save him. In the meantime, I will search for the bumbler's bumbling assistant. With any luck, Miss Nashu is still alive. Ouch! That's smart. Egad, Hildy, you're looking none too hardy yourself. No thanks to you, you bumbling oaf. Now, are you gonna accompany Leon here and make yourself useful, or do I have to reintroduce you to that wall? But of course, milady. Gilgamesh is ever at your service. St. God's Sundries, was it? Come now, Leon. There is work to be done. He's scared shitless of her now. She kicked his ass faster than I did. Okay, so a piece of oversold rags from St. God's Sundries and a bottle of twice distilled water from Trader Guest. Now hurry, goddammit! My dear boy's life is at stake! Or should I take a little valley? St. God, he's in Sapphire Avenue Exchange, yeah. Oversoul rags, you say? I fear that I've only a single tavern left in stock, and it's already been spoken for. But, my good man, you must reconsider. My dear friend's life, and quite possibly mine own as well, hangs in the balance. I sympathize with your plight, friend, but a man has to make a living. I've been promised a copious supply of rare chimera membrane for these rare rags. Or for these rags. Unless you can offer me the same, no deal. Gah! Can you expect us to be able to summon such a rarity out of nowhere at a moment's notice? Wow, look what we have here. If it isn't the Warrior of Light from the Colosseum. Funny who you meet at the markets. Oh hey, it's you two. As it happens, I just returned from my training, and the slaying of 10 chimeras just happened to be my task for the day. If it's chimera membrane you seek, you're more than welcome to a share. My lady, you are far too kind. Don't mention it. If it hadn't been for Inspector Hildebrand and Leon here, I'd still be tag-teaming with that slimy beast and cheating my way to fame and fortune. And I'm a woman who pays her debts. Wow, this was convenient. Thanks. Well, good luck to you. foul take me if that wasn't Avila the Tempest! Ever since she confessed to her trickery and started climbing back up from the bottom of the ranks, I've been proud to call myself one of her biggest fans. Why, I've a half a mind to give you the rags you seek simply for the privilege of meeting her. Okay, great. So we got his too. A kind sentiment, my good man, but we are more than happy to uphold our side of the bargain, aren't we, Leon? And with this, our task here is done. Now let us find this traitor named Guest. Or Jest. I think it's Guest, because Jest is with a J. Which usually refers to a joke. Hero rule. The blundering Manderville boy is on his last legs and you need something in mind to save him, you say? Perhaps you can give me a good reason why I should care. Those bloody Mandervilles are richer than the traders themselves, yet they have the audacity to haggle me down to the last gil for every purchase. If the family line ended today, I'd be a happier and wealthy man. And now I believe the ballroom calls. Good day to you, and do pass along my condolences to the grieving parents. Have you not a shred of honor or compassion in that spindly body? Business rival or no, the man is on death's doorstep. What do you expect? It's competition for you. After the events of that day, my father will not so easily forgive and forget, but it matters not to me. No, my love for you is as deep as the 7 seas. I beg of you, my lady, may I have this dance? Oh shit, it's this guy. And it's her again. Leon! What a lovely surprise! Are you here for the ball, perchance? I mean, I know how to dance, but not really. Heavens! The poor inspector! Well, if it isn't the Lapis Maiden in the flesh! What say you bid farewell to preening fops and scruffy adventurers and share a dance with a cultured gentleman befitting your great beauty? Oh, what a slimy bastard. Why, it would be a pleasure and an honor both, my lord. Hail ye! Provided you first provide my good friend Leon with the bottle of twice distilled water that he seeks. Ha! Got him! Well, how horny are you, bastard? How desperate. You know this man? Buff. If that is the price you would set, then so be it. Take it. It's barely worth its weight in gil anyway. Now, shall we, Miss Arabella? Thanks, douchebag. Well, thanks, Arabella. You saved the day. And there goes hounding after her. Like the horn dog he is. I knew Hildy to be a worthy rival, but to think he was this beloved by so many. Clearly this realm would deeply mourn his loss. Quickly, Leon, let us deliver these goods while there is still time to save them. You got it, Gilgan. Across the hall, basically. There we go. This way. I trust the two of you wouldn't dare to come back empty-handed. No, please don't fucking kill us with your frying pan. Padded cloth taken from the raiment of a powerful wraith. That's the oversoul rags. Twice distilled water. A second pass through an alembic has removed nearly all of the impurities once contained in this water. Twice distilled, it makes a difference. Bloody brilliant! Aye, I'd take you over my muscle-headed half-wit of a husband any day. Wow. Thanks. That's flattering. I mean, she's pretty hot too. I wouldn't mind. Now, stand back and let me show you some real Manderville home cooking. Okay. See what kind of miracle she's gonna pull. Thal, you bloody bugger, guide my skillet. Nice. She even refers to the gods as bloody buggers. I like it. He ain't afraid of shit. Aye, that should stop its spread. Now it's up to Hildy to flush what's left out of his system. Don't worry, he's my son after all. I reckon he's still got some fight left in him. Okay. Guess we just wait. Yeah. Look who I found. She was slumbering obliviously in the rubbish-strewn corner of Pearl Lane. Not Pearl Lane. Shit. Is she okay? Well, she still got all her clothes on at least. That's a good sign. The best you can hope for from that place. Boy, did that nap feel good. Yes, I'm sure it did. Leon, word has it that Ellie has been sighted at the Sildian ruins. We must go there with all haste. Right on. You have done well by my dear boy today. Don't worry, I'll handle things from here. There's a nice warm bed for him, and I think I know a few specialists who might know a thing or two about his condition. What in the seven hells are you standing around for? The future of Ul'dah is at stake. That's true. He's gonna kill everybody. Literally. This is actually pretty high stakes. Leon, my strength is yours as well. For Ul'dah. And for our friend, Hildy. You remind me of my husband, what with you having more muscles and sense. If you're so keen on making yourself useful, why don't you run to the markets and bring me some fire crystals? Keeping my dear boy warm is key to fighting off the zombification. Let's see. I believe 20 crates or so should suffice. I am a warrior, not an heir. Yes, my lady. You forgot what she's packing? That frying pan is no joke. Those must be the fire crystals? They're clipping to the Easter eggs. I say, Enkidu, the burden we must bear simply to secure my long-awaited final confrontation with Leon. That said, the events of today have given me cause to reflect. Leon and Hildy both. Oh, to be blessed with such veritable legions of friends, tried and true. But alas, not I. No. Only one true friend have I ever known, and she is long lost to me. Enkidu. You are a fine bird, and have given me great comfort in my travels. But you will never be Enkidu, my one and true companion. Oh, my dear friend. Oh, my friend. Were you here with me, even Leon could not stand against our combined might. Oh, Enkidu, wherever you may wander, hear my words and return here to my side. Enkidu, do you hear me? Enkidu! Wait for it. Ye gods! What was that flash from the heavens? It nearly blinded me. And... what? The crystals. Where have they gone? Fancy meeting you here, old friend. That voice. Could it be? My faithful companion. Why must you always make me wait so? Well, you just had to call out to her. Use a different word to make it less obvious what just happened. Her last vow. This is it. The final quest for this episode. And the final episode for this, I guess I'll just call it an expansion, I guess. I mean, it's not 1.0, right? Technically it counts. What are you doing dilly-dallying around here? Let me jog your memory. There's a moonsick maid digging around at the Sildi excavation site with her mind set on turning Ul'dah into the land of the walking dead. TM. Hey. Your concern for Hildy is most touching, but don't you worry. Mommy Dearest isn't gonna let her beloved son kick the bucket that easily. Wait, actually, hold on. No, yeah, this is the fastest. The sense of urgency, you can hear it in the music. We gotta go! We've managed to track down Miss Ellie just up ahead, where your friends watch over her as we speak. Yet no matter how many times we try to reach out to her, she refuses to so much as answer. Needless to say, we considered physically incapacitating her. But that crate she's sitting on isn't just a makeshift chair. It's filled to the brim with the traitor's sperm. One misstep and the consequences could be dire indeed. You are our only hope, Leon. Even in her single-minded rage, surely the time you spent together must still count for something. You need not put yourself in undue danger. I only ask that you step forth to where your voice may be heard, and call out your friend's name. I beg of you, Leon. Surely if anyone can convince the woman to abandon her madness, it is you. With the chat modem say, use your keyboard or the software keyboard to call out Ellie, and convince your erstwhile friend and companion to listen to reason. Meanwhile, her sister's over here and they took away her glasses. Is she over there somewhere? I mean, I don't see her, but there's a lot of monsters. Oh, there she is. Right over there. Oh shit. Gil's here too. Oh ho! To think this girl and her sister were behind the crimes all along. I dare say this realm is awash with capable adversaries. Miss Ellie? And I thought we were friends. Yeah, I know, Nashu, I know. Me too. You do well not to anger the last friend. She's sitting atop an ample supply of that zombie powder, and I suspect she's not afraid to use it. Briarden, you're probably hurting the most out of all of us, aren't you? It beggars belief that I could have been so blind. Yeah, I know. Well, I guess it's time to end this. Well, I wrote it out, but I gotta switch my... There we go, say chat. Ellie? The jig is up, girl. Can't keep going like this. It's over. Alright. Let's just calm down and put the zombie powder down. Leon, I suggest you leave this place while you still can. I bear you no grudge, but should you so much as think of interfering, I'll not hesitate to turn you into a zombie too. Wow, so it's come to this. Feels bad, man. Yeah, this is where the story takes a really dark and serious turn for the worse. And into the feels bad region and starts hitting you in feels, really. So it was you after all. Consider me disappointed. Yep, she's got the necklace on too. Even she's not proud of herself right now. Your sister Ceci is already in custody. Surrender now and I will see that no harm befalls her. How little you understand us, Inspector. Then again, how could one born into a life of power and privilege ever hope to understand? Ceci and I have no family, no friends, no fortune. Nothing. Two sisters against the world, with only our quest for justice to give us meaning. Long ago we made a vow. Should the worst happen, our mission takes priority over all. Yes, over our own wretched lives. But she's willing to die for this. Do you see now? Anything I might have once had to lose, I lost long ago. Now stand down or suffer the same fate as the Uldan dogs you would defend. Yep, she's got the ring, the earrings, the necklace, everything. Ellie, stop this madness! Well, I think the earrings are just her own now. I think she's already had them, but I forgot all the stuff they stole. I'm sorry, Inspector. Oh, shit. We're outnumbered. This is freaky. There's too many of them. Those hollowed-out eyes. All in a day's work for a Mandeville man. And now, it's hammer time! I think I caught that. Holy shit! What the fuck? Damn! I think he just used Limit Break level 3 for Goldsmith. I didn't even know that was a thing, but he just showed us it is. Oh, shit! Well done, Gil. This is a very good climax for everything that's happened up to this point. You only delay the inevitable. I have an entire legion of the undead at my beck and call. Face it, it's only with Inspector Hildebrand's ridiculously good fortune that you even made it this far. And he's as good as 6 films under. Damn. You don't even feel a little bit sad about that? Be forewarned, girl. Know that I speak from experience when I say, underestimate Hildy, and you do so at your own peril. I'm afraid you underestimate me as well. No mere splash of holy water can stave off the effects of the traitor's spurn. I fear the good inspector's luck has finally run out. Balls, balls, is there no end to them? I'm not liking our chances. Greg, was it? Just like Hildy. That's the wrong fucking name. It's a shame to lose you, Leon. Warrior of light that you are, you might yet have served one last purpose for us. Oh yeah? And what's that? Go forth, my zombie minions! Maybe she just means for Eorzea, right? I don't know. Did you forget where we found Hildebrand? In the company of zombies. We know him. His hero. When darkness falls and hope fades to despair, 4 warriors born of light shall descend in the righteous glare. Bugger me with a broadsword, are my eyes to be believed? That pose. No, these are not 4 warriors of light that I see. They are 4 gentlemen of light! Good lord. Just so, my good man. Hildebrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, has made his triumphant return. Did you miss me? And that's the guy that was shining the light. With his fucking head. Aye, we meet again, girl. Tell me you've got my Snurble tonic, or I'll fashion myself a wig from your lovely locks after I've ripped them clean from your bloody head. He's pissed. Oh, hello there, Mr. Elazar. Cor, you're looking absolutely resplendent today. Impossible. The holy water couldn't have cured him. It didn't. Fortunately, our overlord spent quite some time building up an immunity to zombie powder. When we heard that Master Zombie Brand was at risk of joining the actual dead, we knew we had to take action. They helped him. That dude back there. And immunity to... Oh, I'm just gonna pretend that makes any kind of sense. Well, his zombie friends came to the rescue for him. The game is up, Miss Ellie. Pray abandon this madness. Besides, plots of mass murder hardly suit a lady like yourself. Wiping out all of Ul'dah? Yeah. Oh, that's it. She gave up. Oh, there's the treaty blade. It's over. It's all over. Inspector Briarden, you said there was something you would tell me when all was through? I imagine you have no words for me now. Ellie, your powers of deduction are wanting. You said that you had lost everything and everyone you had to lose, did you not? As for me, I have found something, someone, with whom I intend never to part. Even still? I care not if it takes years, even decades. When you emerge from your jail cell a free woman, I will be there. What say you? Wow. That man is committed. Yeah, he's in love with her, all right. That kind of made me choke up. Miss Ellie, while the crimes perpetrated by you and your sister are unpardonable, you are far from the only ones guilty. On behalf of the Syndicate, I offer my apologies for the false aspersions cast upon your ancestors. You said that the nation of Ul'dah was built on lies. Seeing what I have seen today, I cannot deny your words. It will not be an easy task to rewrite, nay, restore, history, but know this. I will do everything in my power to bring the truth to the fore. Hard not to feel sorry for him. They didn't deserve what happened to them. And then having their ancestors slandered like that, you know? Are we not forgetting someone here? And by someone, I mean me. Oh god, why are you ruining the moment? Can't you see we're all on the verge of tears here? If you're quite done playing cloak and dagger, I require Leon's presence for a matter of far greater importance. Aye, the time of our too long delayed confrontation is nigh. You want to fight again? He said it right there with that face. Why the long face, friend? Ah, but mayhap this will have you singing a happier tune. A treaty blade? Could it be? A treaty blade, and the true one at that. None other, and I have not the slightest intention of parting with it, save to the one who would defeat me in single combat. Ah, but I misspeak. It will not be single combat this time. Is that my cue, old friend? Like, who the fuck was that? Holy shit! That's a hell of an entrance. Fall be merciful! What is that abomination? Some new breed of voidsent? Abomination? I'll thank you to address my companion with courtesy, girl. Ah, but 'twas the most curious thing. There I was, hauling a crate full of crystals for Hildy's mother, and thinking how much better things would be if my dear friend Enkidu were here. Then came a flash from the heavens, and the next thing I knew, there she was! And the crystals were gone. And what does that remind you of? By the gods, it makes perfect sense! Doubtless the crystals heard Greg's heartfelt plea, summoning forth his friend. Nay, no mere friend, but rather the primal Enkidu. There you go. It's a primal. And the world has now completely and utterly ceased to be bound by the laws of logic. That's all he could say. Leon, you may have bested me in the past, but facing the two of us together will not prove so easy a task. And yet I trust you will not shirk from the challenge. I, and Kidu and I shall await you at Amdapor Keep. There? 'Tis a ways from here, but what better venue for our climactic confrontation? If you would claim the Trinity Blade, then claim it from me as a warrior. To the skies, Enkidu. To the skies! Well, at this point... Well, I'll let this finish. 2 against 1? That's not very gentlemanly of you, Greg. Come, Leon! Time to pour! Forgot how fast that fool could run. This is a grave development indeed. To think that one man could summon a primal on his own. I must send word to the Scions at once. Relax, I'm one of them. I can pass it on to them myself. Oh, but of course. I had near forgotten we had a Warrior of Light in our very midst. Please, Leon. You are our only hope to slay the primal and reclaim the blade. You got it. I'm on it. The gentleman zombie behind us are supporting me too. Zombies, sorry. We're going now. Look at the Inspector go! I'm right behind you, Inspector! You're gonna have to go fast to catch up with that. Oh, catch up with that. Cap up and catch up. I like that. And with that, my work here is done. You were by far the least incompetent associate I encountered in my travels. For preserving some shred of my sanity, you have my thanks. That said, my time in this land was not a total loss. My experiences here have taught me an important lesson. That this world and the fools who populate it rarely, if ever, abide by the principles of logic. It should serve me well in my future cases. And most importantly of all, I leave here with a vow that has given my life new meaning. But this is no time for sentiment. Yeah, you're vowed to wait for her to get out of jail. I mean, she was about to commit mass murder. She probably won't be seeing the light of day for a very long time. I'm sorry for deceiving you, Leon. For what it's worth, it wasn't personal. I know. I know. And I empathize with your plight. I know why you did it. After 400 years, this might very well spell the end for the Arbiters of Truth. Whether or not to replace the Fallen is a decision for my superiors to make. In either event, I have decided to renounce my position. I thought they were but white lies, but I have seen firsthand the suffering they can cause. Yep. It's not fair to the people who died. For them to be slandered as being the ones who did something so awful when it was actually done to them. Fuck that shit. The Gentlemen of Light! Or they were every bit as radiant as I pegged them to be. One day I'll be a hero myself, just you watch. Keep it up, man, I believe in you. Ellie, forgive me. I guess they both feel kind of regretful now a little bit, but... well, they do and they don't. Oh! I knew that if... Is that you, Bugenhagen? I knew that if anything could bring Hildy back from the undead, it would be my dear wife's hand-mixed holy water. That's the world-class culinarian I married. Nice, you hear that compliment? All's well that ends well, eh, Leon? Hildy's undead acquaintances were kind enough to make an appearance at my request. Who'd have thought zombies could be such gentlemen? I reckon it must be my son's good influence. Yeah, actually, you're exactly right about that. Well, good to see a lovely couple. Well, you know, Godbert definitely appreciates his wife. Julianne, I guess is her name. But the reason I said, you know, Bugenhagen, is that you? He's the last person I had to voice over that laughed like that. Ho ho ho, like Santa Claus. Bugenhagen from Final Fantasy VII. May he rest in peace. I can't wait to see that fool in the remake series if it ever gets done. Mind you, we're now 2 years after the first game and still not a single... nothing. Like, we've heard literally... We just got some DLC content, sure. Last year, right? But that's it. So I'm a little worried about the pace of future sequel for that series. I don't know. It's pretty concerning, honestly. I feel like they got way too ambitious with that. Oh, oh, Hildebrand, how'd it go with Gilgamesh? Is that you, Leon? Pray forgive me. I was right on Greg's trail when I encountered a subterranean curiosity that demanded my immediate attention. Sure. I will be concluding my investigation forthwith, but in the meantime, might I trouble you to entertain Greg and his primal friend in my stead? Together we will reclaim the treaty blade from that knave, Leon. Yes, excuse me. Just go on ahead. I'll be along directly. Battle in the big keep, now accessible. Not the big bridge, this time. Alright. How many realms has he traversed, and how many rivals has he felled? Gilgamesh journeys ever onward in his unending quest for the strongest of weapons. But the road is long and lonesome, and a painted rooster, loyal and noble as the bird may be, can bring a man only so much comfort in the darkest and most trying of times. So it was that Gilgamesh turned to the heavens, pleading to be reunited with a long-lost companion. Be it by fortune or fate, his prayers were heard, and the stage for the final confrontation is set. To the victor goes the treaty blade. Well, let's do it. Final battle for this story. Let's go out with a bang. Shall we? At long last we meet again on the battlefield. I dare say Enkidu shall come to enjoy our tussles as much as I. You, however, might not find this one so enjoyable. Unless you enjoy getting pounded senseless. Ha! Well, show me what you got, you two. The green chicken turned into a primal and Gilgamesh once again. Let's do it! Oh! Alright, enough of this palaver. To my side, Enkidu! The battle is joined! Ow, it hurts, it hurts! Enkidu, your master wants for succor! I'm not doing a lot of damage to him. Well, let's see. Usually when you fight him synced, you take out Enkidu first. Let's see what happens if I try to take him out first. Nothing? Oh, okay. Is it scripted then? Yep. No matter what. This should cut you down the side. Yeah, he can't die. Okay, so you have to go after Enkidu. And he turned me into a chicken. Shit! I'm gonna last for 15 more seconds. And I'm slow in both ways. Slow movement speed, slow combat speed too. For my GCDs. My turns have been slowed down. Die! Damn. Guess I shouldn't have dicked around so much. What do you say? Oh, I didn't put it in the text box. Some feathers for your bird brain or something? Fight on, Enkidu, my ever-faithful... Enkidu! Are the bonds of our friendship so fragile? Yeah, you're dead. But hey, I'll give you credit, you almost had me on that one. You guys fight better than Ultros and Typhon, that's for sure. Enough dicking around. You're next. Me? Run away? Ha! I was but seeking out a more suitable spot to celebrate my inevitable victory. But enough exposition. Now we fight like men. And ladies who dress like men. Classic line from FF5. And he says it in FF12 too, I think, right? For Gilgamesh, it's transmogrifying time. What the fuck does that mean? Transmogrifying time? Oh shit, they added that electric guitar and more bass. The mightiest warrior ever to grace Eorzea stands before you, by which I mean I, Gilgamesh. Prepare yourself! Oh. Okay. If we're gonna do fancy poses again, I'll do mine. Alright. How about thee? You'll get no quarter from me this time. How about thee? You have some skill, I'll give you that. But Gilgamesh has only just begun to fight. Most impressive. Very well. I too shall fight with all my strength. Alright, what you got? No! The mighty Gilgamesh will not be defeated! One last chance. Nothing? To think that my full complement of arms would avail me not. I wonder why they took out his voiceover for this one. No more hijinks from Gilgamesh. You have my word. The Treaty Blade 2 I shall return, just as soon as I remember where I hid it. You're giving up? That's it? Surrender? Anyway, I yield to your unparalleled puissance. Spare my something. That was too fast. But he basically said, spare me. Alright, man, you're not too bad of a guy. You just wanted a good fight, that's all. You're alright. Unable to obtain Keter, you already received it. Never, never again! This I do solemnly swear. Actually, I can see what he said. Thanks to the power of PS5. What did he say? He said, spare my insignificant life, I beg of you! So the full shebang was... Oh, I guess I missed it. I yield to your unparalleled puissance. Spare my insignificant life, I beg of you! Okay, so that's what I missed. Alright, cool. Never, never again. This I do solemnly swear. Aw, don't worry, man. You're good. You're fine, man. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Give him a little head pat, you know? I don't want to be mean to the guy. I took it as a sparring match. I don't harbor any grudge against you. You're a funny guy. Just like Thancred. Which is why I'm gonna kill him last. I mean, chicken! Not! Ha! I lied! Again! Like a rug! Oh, I kill me. You can take that fusty old blade for all I care. I thirst for true power, and not save the strongest of swords will suffice. Warrior of Light, you have proven a worthy opponent, but I warn you, treasure every moment with your weapon. Back into a normal chicken. For as sure as day follows night, the hour will come when I claim it as my own. Till we meet again. Mine own, sorry. Sometimes they say my own, sometimes they say mine own. Well, we got to see his famous transformation. Pulls out all his arms. He didn't do that last time. He just got really big. And that, as they say, is that. Time to wrap up and see the conclusion to this funny yet sorrowful tale. It got really dark and sad at the end. Well, time to see how it ends. Hildy? What ho, Leon? Have you seen Greg and his oversized avian companion? Lead me to them at once and we shall deliver the coup de grace together. You're a little late, dude. I already took care of him. The battle has already been won? That is triumphant news indeed. Clearly, the lessons you have learned from me have not been for naught. And what's this you say? The treaty blade lies hidden somewhere in the nearby wood? Worry not, my ever-loyal associate, for no buried treasure will escape the keen eye of Hildebrand, agent of inquiry and inspector extraordinary. Now, which way was the forest again? That way. Thank God we're at the end, because yeah, my voice is shot. And it's my bedtime, so... Really? What news of the primal and the treaty blade? Well, we're looking for it right now, but the primal's dead. You don't have to worry about that. Remarkable! I knew the Warrior of Light would emerge triumphant. Let us hope that Inspector Hildebrand enjoys similar success in finding the blade. So something I forgot to mention. It went over my head, or I forgot because there was too much dialogue afterwards, but I was gonna say earlier when we were still in Dandelion before we came to fight Gilgamesh. At that point, my first playthrough of this game, when I saw Gilgamesh do that, when he accidentally summoned Enkidu with the fire crystals, that, along with what happened with King Mogulmog, convinced me at that point. I was like, okay, so basically, a primal can be anything you can imagine, can't it? Like, there was no conclusive evidence yet, or anything of the sort, but I was already convinced at that point. I was like, I think primals are just whatever people imagine. Like, it's just, you can make up some figure in your mind, and then wish for it and call out to it with the energy, the crystals, and it'll just pop into existence. Like, whatever being you can conjure up in your mind, basically, you can make it real with the power of the condensed ether and the crystals, basically. The power of the crystals. It's just like, so anything can be a primal. Anything you can come up with in your mind. I was pretty convinced at that after seeing Gilgamesh do that with Enkidu and with King Mogulmog. I was like, it's just whatever you come up with in your imagination. In the actual primal's case, it was just because of religious fanaticism from the beast tribes. They came up with these images for their gods and they made them real. Louis Saw with the 12, even Gaius points this out. Saying, why don't we call the 12? Because they're no different than primals. We conjured them up with, a bunch of ether and prayer. He said it would take too many crystals for us to do that again, that's why we didn't do it, so... But anyway, back to this. Remarkable, I knew the Warrior of Light would emerge triumphant. Let us hope that Inspector Hildebrand enjoys similar success in finding the blade. Such design, such craftsmanship. At once bold and powerful, yet sensitive and refined. I believe I found the inspiration for my next masterpiece. Of course they're beautiful. They were the greatest treasures of lost Sildi. To think that they were locked away in the vaults of those that destroyed our homeland and dragged our ancestors' names through the mud. And just how did you come to know of these long-lost relics? There was an ancient scroll passed down in our family, left to us by our dear grandmother. Now she's still falling asleep over there. It spoke of the 4 warriors of light, their 4 relics, and an incantation of untold power. If we could have wielded this magic of legend, Ellie and I might still have had the last laugh. Oh, I see. Alas, speaking the words had no effect. Only a warrior of light can wield the power, or so the legend goes. What I wouldn't have given to see it. The ultimate achievement of the greatest mages of this realm has ever known. And just what sort of incantation is this? The ring casts open the doors of justice. The wise man whispers a verdict true. Azima's virtue shines down from the heavens. And then the fourth piece is the Treaty Blade. To complete the incantation, the Warrior of Light would then hold forth the Treaty Blade and speak. Blade in hand, I swear unto you. The legends differ as to what happens next, but all speak of a great holy radiance shining down from the heavens. Okay. Over here, friends! Hildebrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, returns with tidings most triumphant. You found it. Behold! Safe in my hands, none other than the Treaty Blade. And the real one this time, I swear unto you. Yes, yes. Just like that. I swear unto you, then... Oh! My word! Whatever is this odd tingling sensation? Ridiculous! Hildebrand isn't a warrior of light. He's just some fool who thought he could stop the lesser moon with his own bare hands. Maybe that's enough to qualify him. His courage. Despite how foolish it was. It would seem the Treaty Blade is just as confused as the rest of us. No, the light. Someone stop it! I won't stand to see the legendary power of our forefathers wielded by this muscle-bound buffoon. That is kind of a disgrace. But I mean, they gotta end this on a lighthearted note, don't they? Oh shit! Skyward ho! Well, dare say that proved to be a most useful incantation indeed. And so, the light of justice that shone from the Treaty Blade banished the shadow, returning peace to the land. So the legend ended. I must say, I never expected it to be quite literally a beam of light. I suppose it wouldn't have been of much use to us after all. Yeah! Inspector! Oh, Inspector! Wait for me! There she goes. Balls, Hildy. First you almost die at your poor mother's feet, and now you fly off to God's nowhere without even giving her a kiss goodbye? And there she goes after him, too. Ho ho ho! It appears that a case of wanderlust has once again struck Hildebrand, as it has many a Mandeville man before him. Godspeed, my boy. When the day comes that you tire of mystery solving, your dear old man will be here to pass on to you the family art. He still wants to make him a goldsmith. So, in the end, the Sildian incantation of legend was wielded not by a warrior of light, but a gentleman of light? Yeah, I guess so. Well, the Treaty Blade is some 6 centuries old after all. Perhaps it's not quite as sharp as it used to be. I like that. That's a nice pun. That's a good one. See what you did there. The magic that brought peace and happiness to the people of Belladia. It was every bit as beautiful as I imagined. To think that I would see it with my own eyes. It's nothing short of a dream come true. He bumbles and stumbles through yet another case, and still he manages to make a girl's dream come true. Yeah. Figure that one out, Briarden. A gentleman to the end. The bloody bastard. Yeah, you can't deny him that. What was that? It's like a rocket sword. What's this? A glint in the corner of my eye? A curious scent wafting in on the winds from a far-flung land? Do I smell a case? Now he's going with it. Oh shit! Worry not for me, my friends, for wherever the wronged want for succor, I, Hildebrand, shall be there! Till we meet again! I had to read that hella fast, it was automatic. Wherever the wronged want for succor, I, Hildebrand, shall meet them. He gave no real big clues as to where he's going or where he's going to end up, but he did say a far-flung land, somewhere far away from us. So obviously, nowhere we've been to yet. And that's it. Our last vow. The bald guy. They never did show if he got his hair back, did they? Hildebrand will return? Question mark? It's like, maybe. If we fucking feel like it, otherwise, yeah. Oh shit. Well, that ties up that loose end. The weird ass Doberman that just kept crawling around in the little, you know, to be continued scenes. And that's it. Hildebrand, Agent of Inquiry. Complete. Exiting New Game Plus mode. Alright folks, well, it's that time again. That last chapter was long. I took a break right before we started it. And that was when my stream was at the 2-hour mark, and it is now at the 4-hour mark. Actually, not even. When I came back from the break, it was 1:50. So that took about 2 hours and 10 minutes. That last chapter was... whew! I wonder my voice is gone. But, again, right on time. This is exactly the ideal time I like to, you know, get ready for bed and all that, so... Without further ado... let's go home and get some much-needed rest, shall we? I'm having a lot of fun messing around with these little sound effects that I recorded and downloaded. Mostly because a lot of what happens in A Realm Reborn is very lighthearted compared to what comes after, so I kind of feel like it's the most appropriate place, and it's pretty much most of where I'm going to be able to use this stuff and have fun with it and dick around. Don't worry, there's still a lot of lighthearted humor and stuff like that later. It just starts becoming just a little bit less as time goes on. So, and you know, what better place than the storyline of Hildebrand to use sound effects like that to make it sillier? For myself, anyway. I do stuff to make myself laugh. Humor is subjective. Not everyone's gonna laugh at this shit. This is the kind of shit that I laugh at, so that's why I do it. It's what I find funny. As I've said it before, my sense of humor is pretty cringy and weird. But that's just who I am. I've come to accept it. It can be no other way. Oh, now that we're not in New Game Plus mode, I can also fix my shit before I go to bed. There we go. And as for tomorrow, well, tomorrow where we will begin is, I already have it planned out. We're gonna go check in with Yuguri and the fraternity of, whatever. I never really revealed their name. And Limsa Laminsa, see how that's going. She went to go train with them so that they could learn from her and she could learn from them. And then their combat styles could intermingle, I suppose. That was the whole deal that she made with the Admiral, Merylvib. That she would teach Laminsans how to fight her way, and she would also learn from them. They had some kind of similar fighting style, apparently. And Thancred seems to know a little bit about it. He demonstrated that before the fight with Leviathan, so that's going to be tomorrow. And after we finish that, you know, well, that's pretty much it. That's where we continue the main story from there. So yeah, tomorrow should be quite fruitful. And yeah, that's it. No more announcements for anything else. That's pretty much it. So I'm just stopping because I'm like, is there anything else I wanted to say before the end of the stream? No, that's it. Alright folks, this is good night then, from me. So as always, I appreciate the likes and subscribes on YouTube and the follows on Twitch. To all of you beautiful people who enjoy this silly ass content that I make, and this mess that I call a stream, a live stream, I appreciate you all. And so as always, please take care of yourselves, look after each other, stay safe out there. And as always, until next time, please have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And until then, peace. Bye everyone. Take care.